Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about, are you drinking too much coffee? This is a question I get from a lot of women all the time because they're always concerned on, am I doing things that are within normal range in terms of, drinking beverages? Is this okay? Is this not okay? How much is too much? If I drink at least a cup of coffee or two a day, is it bad if I have 3 sometimes? How bad is it really? You know what I mean? That's what we're really asking. How bad is it really? What am I doing? Am I, ruining the pH in my body? Am I, destroying gut health? All these other kind of more complicated things is that we want to know. So I'm going to talk about coffee and how it relates to your hormones. Now I am drinking, this is not coffee. Don't worry, it's not coffee. This is just tea. It's really good tea though. And it's nice to have, some different options available. And I will talk about that in just a minute. But one of the things to realize is that when we're thinking about coffee and what we consume every day, if you're thinking about just, oh, I drink this much of this every day, you're still thinking in a very linear male model nutrition mindset. Yeah. So in my book, The Female Fat Solution, I do talk about the history of nutrition and then how you can match literally everything you're eating and drinking to your hormones and your cycle. Boom, there you go. If you have done seed cycling, this is like the next level up, the next 6 levels up from seed cycling. So this is amazing. It's on Amazon. I also have a podcast, The Female Health Solution, where I talk about a lot of variety of health issues for women only. And that's, anywhere you can find podcasts. But my favorite thing to do is really work with women more one-on-one. I just started a big round of my 12-week program. I've got a lot of amazing women that are in it. So if you want in for the next round, let me know. I'll put a link below this video where you can schedule a call with me and I can answer any questions you have, whether it be, oh my gosh, am I drinking too much coffee? Oh my gosh, I'm not sure how to do this, that, or the other, or I'm really stuck. Oh my gosh, I'm super frustrated. I feel like I've been busting my butt since January 1 and nothing is happening. What am I doing wrong? We can chat about that. We can absolutely chat about that because that's a big frustration for women. My next round really starts, my next round starts March 1st. So I'll put that link below. We can chat about the next round. But so when we talk about coffee and consuming things, especially when it's got caffeine in it, something like that, a lot of times people are really concerned that it's, this is bad for me. I shouldn't have caffeine, etc. Right? Okay. I'm a realist, right? Is drinking a cup of coffee every day the worst thing in the world? No. No. Come on, Let's be real. If you don't like coffee, fine. You don't have to drink it. But a lot of times if you're having, so this is just herbal tea. It's actually sleepy time tea. I'm such a nerd about this. Sleepy time tea, it's so good. But if you like tea and you like green tea or black tea, sometimes, depending on the type of tea that you get, there can be enough caffeine in it to actually count for a cup of coffee. Keep that in mind. So it's not necessarily that much better caffeine-wise if you're having tea versus coffee. If you're worried about other chemicals or things like that that are in the coffee, if you're buying a clean, organic, resourceful coffee, then you don't need to worry about that. You can also, get tea that's really, really healthy, clean, organic, that type of a thing. But again, just like coffee, just like with tea, you can also get tea and coffee that is like full of chemicals or, not processed properly in a way that you would want to consume it regularly. So there's that, Lisa, except we have kids and 1 cup is necessary. Lisa's saying, except we have kids and 1 cup is a necessity. Yes, right? So little story on my background on coffee. I grew up, my mom drank coffee every morning. She drank like a pot of coffee every day. That's a lot, right? Don't do that. But I grew up with the smell of coffee in my house and I didn't mind it, but I didn't like the taste because she drank it black. I still don't drink it black, right? But I never drank coffee, liked coffee. I liked tea, up until, I had my first kid and I was like, oh no, it's fine. Second kid, I was in graduate school. I was still working part-time. I was exhausted. That's when my love affair with coffee began, and it hasn't stopped. So she's 10. Yep. Yep. So I put stuff in my coffee. My husband drinks his coffee. Like, he makes tar. It's like liquid tar. He calls it cowboy coffee. It's not real coffee. Like, I can drink coffee from like the regular, like, oh my God, I was just at an amazing mastermind meeting, and we went out to dinner at this amazing restaurant. We got coffee served after dinner, and I was like, I can just drink this just like it is. It's fine, right? I prefer it with, you know, foofy stuff in it, but whatevs. But his coffee, I can't drink it. It's like, because he makes it in a French press, and there's so much grounds in it. I'm like, this is liquid tar. That's what it is, and coffee flavored. But he loves that. I don't love that. I have to have the, you know, I'll show you. Maybe I'll take a screenshot of it and put it below. What my favorite coffee creamer is. It's a Khalifa. It's the Khalifa, is it pecan something vanilla? It's really good. Lisa's saying, I made it through 8 years of college without coffee. My first broke me in less than a year. Right? Oh, yes. And then there's some of us that grow up with coffee. So my kids, sometimes I'll make my kids a little cup of like mocha coffee or something like that. They love it. And it's not, I don't believe it's that bad, right? Here's the thing that you got to take into account with it when you're talking about coffee and caffeine is look at your total caffeine intake for the day. I drink coffee, and that's literally my only intake for the day. I don't drink pop. I don't like it. I don't really have other things with caffeine in them. So coffee's it for me. So it's totally fine to have a little bit of coffee. You know what I mean? Like to have a cup or two of coffee. Don't worry about that. I'm not drinking any other caffeine, so it's fine. If you do have a higher intake of caffeine throughout the day, or you're drinking multiple cups of coffee spaced throughout the day, then, you know, maybe it's a good thing to kind of moderate that. But overall, when we're looking at even just pure caffeine intake and looking at the warming and cooling aspect of it, and if you're not sure about that, I talk about that in my book here. And these are the things that I work on with women in my programs. So a lot of women are worried, oh, I'm going to go on this program. I'm going to try and get healthy, eat clean, you know, drop the weight I've been struggling with, balance my hormones. Every other diet I've done, I can't drink coffee. Come on. Again, I'm a realist. I built this program for women and for women to be successful on it. You can have coffee. So over here in the estrogen phase, this is just what I suggest in terms of getting your coffee intake in a, you know, balanced, you know, I say balanced, it's not the same, but in a regulated method throughout the month for your cycle. If you have about a cup a day, you may notice that just 1 cup here is going to do it. But you can have 1 to 2 cups here in the progesterone phase. Do you have to have 2 cups? No. But sometimes you'll notice that your energy is just different. You don't have the energy throughout the day like you normally do over here. So in the early afternoon, if you're like, ooh, I need another cup. What's happening to me? Ugh. It's not you. It's just the progesterone. That's very, very normal. Yeah, and so have another cup. That's fine. Yeah. I do recommend if you're going to do coffee here, if you like it, you know, cooler temperature or even iced coffee, awesome. Hot coffee here, fantastic. And again, having a little extra caffeine is very warming for the body. Caffeine is very warming. That's why, in terms of Eastern medicine, it's okay to have during this progesterone phase, during that warming phase. Too much coffee. Is that really a thing? Pam, you're hilarious. I don't think so, right? Right? I don't think it is. Ooh, Suzanne's asking, what about the creamer in the coffee? Ooh, this is a good question. Okay. So when we talk about having a cup here and a 1 to 2 cups here, let's just say it's 2 cups here, right? I'll just take this off right here. So it's 1 cup here, 2 cups here, we're good. You don't have to worry about it. It's, you know, and then if we're going to change the tone of it, how are you getting this coffee in, right? My favorite way to start the day is I have a coffee shake. So I use coffee and then protein powder and, you know, I'll use coconut oil or ghee or, you know, other things in it. Do moms get hot coffee? I know, right? No, we really don't. We really don't. Only when the kids are gone do we get hot coffee. So I have my coffee shake every day. And that's sort of my first breakfast, really. Let's be honest. It's my first breakfast. I have my coffee shake daily. And I tone my coffee shake here in the cooling phase, I add mint. I add like peppermint essential oil to it. And over here, I'll add cinnamon. Sorry, this is a little sloppy, but I'll add cinnamon here. Just sprinkle cinnamon right in there. Cooling, warming, cooling seasoning, warming seasoning. So I'm still having coffee, but I'm toning it cooling over here, sort of offsetting the fact that yes, there's some caffeine and, you know, it's not exactly the perfect, you know, it's cooling and that's caffeine is warming. Okay, so I'm offsetting that by adding the mint to it. Over here, I'm adding cinnamon. That's adding that warming component to it. And if you can have it hot, great. But again, who gets hot coffee? Not very many people. Not very many moms. So the progesterone phase. So I will still have my coffee shake in the morning, and sometimes mid-morning or midday, if I feel like I need a little, like another cup, I won't hesitate. If I'm days 15 through 28 here, I won't hesitate or feel bad about having another cup of coffee. Just because it's that much more warming, you're gonna get that boost of energy that your body may need, and your body's just processing things differently. Coffee has a lot of other benefits too. I mean, it's a diuretic. It can help, you know, open up blood vessels, all these things that, again, progesterone shifts your body's chemistry a little bit, right? Also, side note with the coffee and the extra cup of coffee, in case you're wondering about, I'm going to go here right now, okay? Progesterone slows down your digestive system. You may have trouble going poo. Here, another cup of coffee, get that stuff moving for you, right? Like, it just makes sense when you think about the effect of progesterone on the female body, that having a little more coffee there, absolutely fine, works with your system, and you're actually going to feel a heck of a lot better. Yes. Oh my gosh. Now, the one thing I do have to say is that if you are out and about, or you're doing things that are sort of not typical schedule for you, that's the one place that I would, you know, kind of monitor your coffee intake. So I was just out of town for 4 days. Yeah, I think so. Wow. And I was at a business mastermind, which is amazing. I really do a lot to work on myself so that I can deliver and serve people better on a bigger level. That's my, you know, my goal is to educate women on their bodies, their hormones, nutrition, and how they can feel better and have their bodies function better and get to the goals that they want to get to. That's my goal. So I work on myself so that I can be a better, you know, person doing that for you. And anyway, at this conference, so I love doing stuff like this too, and meeting new people, all these wonderful things. At this conference, they have like coffee available all day. And sometimes it is a struggle not to have like 6 cups of coffee in a day. Also tough if you're sitting there and you know, don't get a lot of bathroom breaks. Just saying, that gets to be tough too. But anyway, I'm diverting from the point a little bit here. The point is that a lot of women worry about coffee. They worry about if it's okay to have, if it's healthy for you, if it's bad for you. And it's like, it's not really, you know? It depends on, are you getting it from a good source, right? I love Costco. We all know this. I love Costco. I'll get coffee at Costco in big bags because my husband likes whole bean coffee to use in the French press because he likes it liquid tar version, whatever. I literally water it down. Especially when I make my coffee shake. I pour in like this much coffee and then I add this much water to make it normal. Yeah, anyway, it's ridiculous. But having the same amount of coffee here and here, but then boosting it more here for where your body's at, you'll notice a big difference in terms of your energy. And the other thing that it does is it helps you tune into where your body's at, where your hormones are at, and just little things that you can tweak throughout your day to help align with your system. And then you feel better and you're not gonna feel guilty about, oh, I really feel like I need another cup of coffee. That's okay, that's okay. You know, as long as when you swing back around here, you're not gonna need that extra cup of coffee, right? It's super easy to go from drinking a cup a day to like 4 cups a day, right? So just kind of make sure that when your energy comes back up over here, you're just dropping it back down because your body has more natural energy. Let that work. Tone it with some mint, right? It's fantastic. Super easy ways to shift and change your daily intake of beverages. Warming, cooling, right? Using progesterone to your advantage there, increasing your basal body temperature, all these fun things. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. I am starting to open the doors here for my next 12-week round. If you have questions, please let me know. But these are things that I educate on. So a lot of people wonder, like, oh my gosh, you do so many videos, you talk about so much stuff. And I'm like, yes, this is just the tip of the iceberg for what I talk about. When we go through in the programs, I really deep dive into all this stuff because women are really trained at a very surface level in terms of nutrition for their bodies. So my goal is to educate. So we do that in the programs. Thoughts on bone broth as a coffee replacement? Well, bone broth is not going to have the caffeine in it. So, I mean, if you want to get off of coffee, sure, okay. But again, don't feel guilty about having coffee, especially if you have 2 cups here and 1 cup here. You're still monitoring that, you know, back and forth. Oh yeah, and creamer. Somebody asked me about creamer. Again, I'm a big believer of if you love to have a cup of coffee with a little bit of creamer in it, right? Like 2 tablespoons of creamer, and it's just delicious and it makes your morning happy, do it. Do it, right? If you're on a diet that says that you can't have a little bit of creamer or like your favorite dressing, you're on the wrong diet, right? I mean, unless you're prepping for a bikini show or something, sure, you literally have to watch every single bite you put in your mouth. Fine. Most of us here are not going to be in a bikini show. We want to be stronger. We want to be healthier. We want to show up better in our lives day to day. We want to feel better in our clothes, right? We want to break a plateau that we've been at. We want to figure out why we have this tire around our midsection and make it go away. That's not going to go away by just like monitoring the 2 cups of creamer in your coffee. You know what I mean? Like you're thinking like on the very tiny detail. So I must say like I choose like the All Natural, the Khalifa, you know, like I think it's almond milk creamer. I also like Ripple milk. It's pea protein milk. That's pretty good too. And I use that in my coffee because it's chocolate, and chocolate and coffee is delicious together and it makes me happy. So that's what I do. And there's a little bit of protein in there. Yes. Ooh, there's also this new thing. I'm going to put a link below this. There is actually this thing I just found out about. It's called Unicreamer. So cute. It is plant-based protein creamer. I'm going to find a link for it. I'll put it below this video so you guys can check it out. But that's, again, one of those things where people worry about the creamer is going to ruin my coffee. It doesn't have to, right? Just find something that's a good option. And if it makes you happy and starts your morning right, fantastic. Then do it. And if you need 2 cups of it here, that's okay too, because you're working with your body and with your system. Yay! All right, so that's what I got for you guys today. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll put that link below for a call with me if you have questions. And I'm going to find that link for that creamer that I just found out about. Oh, I'm so excited. And then, yeah, we can kind of go from there. Got my next round starting. But again, so many women are told, don't drink the coffee. It's so bad for you. Don't do the creamer. And that's a bunch of garbage. So everybody have a great night. I'm going to finish my tea, and I will see you later.